What's the deal with Genshin Impact merch? If you search up Genshin Impact on Amazon, this is what you see. Some clothing which does not look very good, some cosplay costumes, some posters which I would be embarrassed to hang up, and stickers. Why are there so many stickers? I, and probably a lot of other people out there, are wondering, where's the officially licensed merchandise? To put it in perspective, Pokemon, the #1 highest grossing media franchise in the world, originated as a video game. From video game and trading card sales, it has earned around $16.5 billion US, which is obviously not a small amount. Except that it pales in comparison to the amount made from licensed merchandise, which is $69 billion. Some quick math tells us that merch, comprised of figures, toys, plushies, clothes, and so much more, makes nearly 4 times as much money as the games and cards. While I understand the comparison between Genshin and Pokemon is not that great because Genshin's free-to-play gacha business model consistently earns more than Pokemon's biannual releases, what I'm trying to get at is that good merch is a big opportunity for success. Why should we as consumers care about merch? Well, I know it's certainly not for everybody, but I like physically owning things which represent my love for something I enjoy, like Dragon Ball. And unlike gacha gambling, sometimes it's nice to actually get what you pay for. I'd much rather buy something to remind me of my favorite character than try to get them to Constellation 6. It's not really about if Genshin will have merch, it's more about when. In an article published by Forbes after Genshin Impact won Apple's Game of the Year award, there's an interview with Forrest Liu, who you might know as Wei, co-founder, CEO, and director of MiHoYo. To quote the article, he sees MiHoYo as an IP, intellectual property, company rather than just a video game maker. To that end, the company has its own animation and comic production house, as well as its own factory to manufacture merchandise. So, there you have it. Also of note, at the end of this article, they say they will continue to expand the Genshin universe by creating a line of comics, toys, and maybe even a movie similar to the Marvel universe, so that is something very exciting to look forward to. So right now, there is some merch already available in China. The reason I didn't mention it earlier though is because the selection is very small and probably not indicative of what an international store will be like in the future. It's sold through Tmall, which you can think of as kind of like a Chinese Amazon. You can buy stuff overseas if you can manage to navigate through the Chinese website. I'll leave the link in the description, but I think I'll wait for official international shipping. Although the selection is limited, there's still some pretty neat things for sale. First, you got these really sick red envelopes, which if you don't know are a staple of Chinese culture used when gifting money for any kind of occasion. They're only available until January 30th though, which might be an indication that there will be more limited time sales in the future. Next we got a blanket, plushies for Hilichurls, Guoba, and Paimon, a Guoba pot, a Dodoco mug, this New Year's display, a mousepad, sticky notes, keychains, and buttons. The only thing available for every character is an acrylic stand featuring the character's official portrait. Each region has their own unique style of background. The roster is up to date with the exception of Ganyu, which is interesting considering there is a placeholder for Xiao and not her. Lastly, we have a small but pretty high quality Paimon figure. I didn't know where else to put this, but I thought I mentioned that MiHoYo has a separate Tmall page for their other games, and it has a lot of stuff. I think it's pretty safe to say that the most desirable piece of merch would be figures for our favorite characters, and the only reason I can think of as to why they aren't already a thing is because of how long it takes to create them. Crunchyroll has a really good 33-minute YouTube video about the production of Nendoroids, which if you don't know are like Funko Pops, but they actually look good. I recommend you watch it, link in the description, but to sum it up, the process for making a single type of figure looks something like this. First, there is a planning stage where a team decides what kind of figure they intend to create. Then they get proper permissions from the licensors to create the product. They make a spec sheet for the design team to have as a reference, which is then used to make a 3D model prototype. After multiple revisions, a 3D printer is used to make a quick rough model. After checking again with the licensor, the prototype is sent to the factory where they make a silicon mold for mass production. Revisions are sent back and forth multiple times to adjust things like shape and color. Once the design is all settled, the figure goes through this production process. Injection mold, clean, paint, print, assemble, apply adhesive, pack, and ship. All in all, it certainly takes a lot of hard work to make a high quality figure, so I don't mind having to wait if it means getting a superior product. I really hope they don't have limited time exclusives because I don't want to go broke, but they want to make money, so they probably will. As a last note to the video, some keen-eyed viewers noticed in the 1.3 English stream there was a new merchandise store button in the in-game menu. So maybe we'll get international merch in less than a week from now? Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.